Good evening, my foreign friends. I am Lino. Today I want to talk about a phrase that has become very popular in China recently. It's called consumption downgrade. A few days ago, I saw a short essay written by a Chinese elementary school student. It was actually pretty funny. The kid wrote, "Before, when my mom picked me up after school, we each got a grilled sausage from a street vendor. Now my mom only buys one, and she finishes it before coming to pick me up." A lot of people online laughed when they saw this. I laughed too. But after laughing, I suddenly started thinking. Because when I looked at my own life over the past few years, I realized something uncomfortable. I think I'm also experiencing consumption downgrade. Let me explain what that means. For about 20 years, China's economy was built on one idea: consumption upgrade. People were expected to constantly improve their lifestyles. A bigger apartment, a newer phone, better restaurants, more travel, more subscriptions, more everything. Advertising, social media, and the entire culture kept telling people, "You deserve a better life. Spend more." And for a long time, people did. But recently, something has changed. People are starting to quietly spend less. Not because they suddenly became minimalists, but because they feel uncertain about the future. Let me give you a few small examples from my own life. In the past, if work became unbearable, I would think, maybe I should just quit and take a break. But now, even if the job is exhausting, I don't dare quit. Not because I suddenly became more responsible, but because I know something very simple. If I lose this job, finding another one might be very difficult. China's job market right now is much tougher than many people outside the country realize, especially for people in their late 20s and 30s. So people start changing their behavior. Not dramatically, just little things. For example, I used to have a paid music streaming membership. It wasn't expensive, but recently I canceled it. Not because I stopped listening to music. I just thought, maybe I don't really need this. Another example, phones. In the past, upgrading your phone every 2 or 3 years felt completely normal. But recently I found myself regretting upgrading my phone. The phone is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. But sometimes I think, if I had kept the old one, I could have saved a few thousand yuan. It's a strange feeling. Because a few years ago, people in China rarely thought like this. Back then, spending money meant confidence. Today, many people are doing the opposite. They cancel subscriptions. They order cheaper food. They travel less. They delay buying electronics. And there's an interesting psychological twist here. Most people don't say, "I'm becoming poorer." Instead, they say things like, "I'm becoming more rational," or "I'm embracing minimalism," or "I'm simplifying my life." And of course, minimalism itself isn't a bad thing. But when an entire society starts becoming minimalist at the same time, it usually means something deeper is happening. Because consumption is not just about money. It's about confidence in the future. When people believe their future income will grow, they're willing to spend. When people feel uncertain, they start saving. So in many ways, what people call consumption downgrade in China is really a signal of something else, a growing sense of uncertainty. And that brings me back to that kid's essay. Before, my mom bought 2 sausages. Now she buys one and finishes it before picking me up. Sounds like a joke. But children's writing is often brutally honest. They simply describe what they see at home. Adults, on the other hand, rarely say, "My life is getting tighter." They usually say something simpler. They say, "Maybe I should spend a little less these days." And right now in China, millions of people are quietly making the same decision. Spending a little less, waiting a little longer, and hoping the future will become clearer.